Hey guys, good morning and happy Tuesday. So today's mug is a Peanuts mug from the Charles Schulz Museum. I just went there this weekend and it's a very cool museum. It's up in Santa Rosa, so it's kind of a drive from where I currently am, but it was totally worth it and lots of fun things to see. But anyways, one topic that it did kind of spur for me to think about was just this idea of it's never too late to start anything. And the reason why I was thinking about this is that Charles Schulz he started Snoopy or like the Peanut strip when he was 27, which isn't like super late, but there was a whole period of his 20s where he was away at war, and pretty much everyone's life just kind of got put on hold during that time anyways. But the concept of the fact that he was able to come back and start a comic strip that was as so successful as the Peanut strip that is going to live on forever, it's absolutely timeless, was amazing. So I was kind of thinking about that concept in light of the fact that there are a lot of people that we look up to and admire that got their starts even much later than Charles Schulz. Like several of our favorite actors, like they didn't even get started until they were like in their 40s. And then like even if you think about some of the businesses we look up to, some of those CEOs were either in their like 40s or 50s when they were starting up those companies. I could name drop a bunch of them, but I feel like I don't want to just start listing a bunch of companies, but I challenge you that if you actually looked up certain actors or companies that you actually admire or that you've been following for years, most of them didn't start off as just like young kids, they started later. So I also want to talk to the perks of why it's totally fine and okay to start later. I want to highlight first off that when you are starting later, you obviously have a lot more life wisdom and experience that probably will make that whole journey a lot smoother and easier. Whether that is an entrepreneurial idea or business, you'll probably have a lot more know-how on how to go about it. Or even if it's just a hobby, like you might understand better in the sense of how to actually execute those practices and put everything into motion and on a scheduled routine to be able to master those things. So it's never too late to start. I think that we are all kind of guilty of maybe having a moment where we might say like, oh, well, I'm too old to start now, or no, like I can't go, if I do it now, I'll look silly, or, something like that to kind of hold us back. But the reality is, like, we all have time, and like at any time of our life, whether you're 30 or 40 or 50, it's just a number. So if you want to go do something, go for it, give it a try. As long as you have your ducks in a row, it's like it doesn't even matter how old you are. But anyways, that's the idea I wanted to speak to today. If you have anything you'd like to add to that, I'd love to hear it. And other than that, have a great rest of your week, and I will see you next Tuesday. All right, aloha, bye.